Too Many Hats podcast with your host with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy Friday, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It is your host with the most, Tony May, Lavelle Salter. Look, man, we've been on one all week long. What up, my brother?
Hey, man.
Man, we've been on one all week long. all, all week long. And I don't think today gonna be any different.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all can hear it in the background or not, but they putting a new roof on and my Mexicano brothers, my Latino brothers is up there doing they.
I can hear now.
Oh well, that's good. This mic is doing what it's supposed to do. Then I got a new mic, as you can see.
I see you flying around this night.
It's doing what it's supposed to do, cause them jokers, they about 100 deep up there.
That's how they come. Like, I love it.
Yeah, that I'm talking about, man. It sounds like a chain gang up there.
As long as you keep ice at the hood, man. I don't want nobody to pick nobody up.
You know what? I probably shouldn't even say nothing. Yeah, I probably shouldn't even say nothing. They need to finish that today. Oh man, I don't have no shout outs today, man.
I'm gonna give a shout out to Sister Leah Wooten. I feel like I'm in church. Leah Wooten for tomorrow for the Reaching Back single men auction tomorrow. We'll be doing it tomorrow. Looking forward to doing it. We interviewed her.
Yeah.
And I went over to the office with him and kicked it with him the other day. You talking about, man? A whole comedy show in the office. I said, I'm finna get ready to go. Y'all doing too much. Yeah. Looking forward to doing it. Be with them all day tomorrow, man.
Okay. I do want to talk about the Zelifang. This is the third annual Zelifang. GK Price Foundation puts on, but it's like a community event for Easter egg hunt for the kids, man. Last year, I don't think I was at the first one. I went at the first one. But we participated in the second one, man. It was awesome. And we looking forward to this year being.
I can't even remember. I think I was.
I think you said you had DJ'd it.
Yeah, I did. I was
So this year is probably gonna be even bigger and better than it was last year. Was awesome. This year is probably gonna be bigger, better. We gonna participate, but we won't actually be there. Meaning that we're gonna do our pod. There's 2 Men in Hat podcast. I know Lavelle's still gonna be there DJing out. Me and Monica be in Panama, so we won't be there. But we're gonna make sure we do our pod to bring our eggs and all that good stuff. So it's still gonna go forth. See the mission still gotta go forth, man, regardless of who there.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? The mission.
I'm just thankful that, you know what I'm saying, he don't put us in the mix. I mean, he literally like, we're a part of the situation. We on the flyer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
We being represented.
But shout out to GK, man. Greg Price and his wife Kim, man, who doing an awesome job, man, with their foundation. I don't know how am I sounding on this mic, man.
You sounding good.
Okay, because I got a real cheap cord on it, and to be honest with you, I ordered me a new interface, And so
You really cutting up.
yeah, I don't like this interface. Well, I mean, I'm trying. It's really all this, man. I'm really doing all this for Monica, man. Make sure,
Mr. Test Pilot.
yeah, make sure her stuff is A-OK, man. You know what I'm saying?
You do good.
Because I feel like we made some mistakes along the way, and
right,
we still making a few now. But I want to make sure that hers is. I ain't gonna say mistake free, but
yeah,
she get the best first experiences, you know, and not like us. See, we did all the trial and error, so she ain't got to do it.
Yeah.
So, is it okay for married or dating folks to confide in a friend of the opposite sex? And when I say confide in a friend, I'm talking about their relationship. I ain't talking about you just got some gossip, y'all talking about some other stuff, but I'm talking about to confide. I don't even think that you should be having that kind of relationship with the opposite sex where y'all confiding in each other, period. That's my take. Now I know, you know, some people might feel a little different. Ain't nothing wrong with me. Male friends, ain't nothing wrong. But see, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Cause it's fine and dandy when y'all say, he just my friend and he been my friend and it's cool. But soon as he said, oh, she just my friend, and like, oh hell no, all hell gonna break loose.
Yeah, I think as long as it's a situation to where I'm gonna use you, Monica, and Miss P for example. I'm gonna get some feedback. It had stopped, but it started back. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't hear none.
It's bad. It went bad. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't hear nothing. So.
Okay, but I was gonna use like you, Miss P, and Monica relationship for an example. It's a kind of an understood situation to the point to where you know your boundaries, so to speak.
Yeah, but I don't have, neither one of us have situations where we confide. Like I don't confide in Miss P about stuff and she don't confide in me. Like we don't have that. Our relationship is kind of like a sister brother relationship, you know, but it ain't like I ain't finna sit there and be like, Miss P, I really need to talk to you about what's going on, Monica. Or Miss P, you heard about someone? No, we don't do that.
I mean, I ain't saying y'all do that. I'm just saying like if you needed to confide in her or something, not necessarily pertains to you and Monica.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have a conversation like that with her about confiding in. You know, now if I'm planning Monica's birthday party and I want her to help me plan, that's different.
Right.
Like confiding about stuff or about our relationship, no. I would never have that conversation with Miss P. Or Tamala. Or, you know.
Right.
Yeah. I wouldn't even have that conversation with my sister Cheryl.
Okay. I was just thinking, you know.
Yeah. Cause I think you cross there can be blurred lines that you cross when you start doing that. You yourself may not have no intentions. None.
Mm-hmm.
But listening to another person, you know, can stir up stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to play this video so you guys can really have some more context. I'm going to play a quick video from tonight's conversation where you guys can really have some clear context on this, and then you can make your own decision whether you think that this is good or not to have these conversations, these side-by conversations when you're dated or married with the friend of the opposite sex. How about that?
All right.
I mean to be a solid friend to someone who is emotionally unstable but leans on me like I'm their partner? Or is this even possible because he is married?
When he confides, is it about his relationship?
9 times out of 10 it is about his relationship.
Like, is it like complaints about the relationship?
Mostly complaints, yes.
Think about how unfair that is to the partner.
Right.
You being that friend, you probably know issues that he has with her before she does.
and she knows that.
Has this man ever flirted with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. She ain't a friend, she a side piece. God damn it.
Sometimes when you are comforting somebody, the things you say to comfort them can sound like an advance. Like, if they're complaining about their spouse and you say, you don't deserve that. Like, I can't believe she putting you through that.
Right.
In that person's head, they may hear, come over here. Oftentimes when that person is complaining to you, they can't wait for you to finally say, I'd never treat you like that. And that's how those friends get in. And that's how you slip and fall into being a side piece.
Unfortunately, a lot of times emotional affairs start through a friendship. The person who plays friend. How could you stand and allow a man to dishonor his wife by confiding in you and talking about the marital distress and the marital problems that they have? You know it's more than a friendship. I'm calling you at different hours of the day, and I am prioritizing you over my own wife. These are concerns that should be shared, intimate, private concerns that should be shared between me and my wife. You know the position that you plan. You got to be honest about that.
Okay, one more question. So when you used to talk to him on the phone, was he around his wife?
No, of course not.
That man was not confiding in you. He was laying the groundwork. Because when I do make moves, I need you in your head to believe I'm justified. Because you know I'm married, but I need you in your head to think that when I pursue you or I flirt with you, I'm well within my right because I don't like my wife and my wife don't like me. I'm saying, is that man confiding in you or is he laying the groundwork? And then lastly, how did you meet this man?
Through our children, like out. He was a football coach.
Kid had just dropped the mic. Kid had just dropped the mic.
Yeah.
So if I'm married or dating in a serious relationship, it ain't no way in hell I'm gonna tell y'all something. I've seen this play out.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Fluka. I've seen this play out. When I tell you I've seen this play out so much, man, where this guy really trying to get at this girl. He really is on the down. He really trying to get at this girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he befriends her, starts to share all of this stuff about how bad the marriage is or the relationship and how she ain't doing this, she doing that, she ain't doing that, and the girl just like, oh man, and he really just waiting on that door. He waiting on this, man. You don't deserve that. You really deserve. He really waiting on that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
He really waiting on that. He's sitting back and waiting on that opportunity. And a lot of times the women play right into their role. Just like she was playing right into the role. Just like A said, he was just sitting there laying the groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
He already know. So that's why I can't, you ain't finna tell me you got a male friend and y'all finna go kicking and go to lunch and all that. Because even though Miss P and I are friends, Miss P and I ain't finna go to lunch without Monica.
Right.
Me and Tamla ain't finna go to lunch without Monica. Me and Katina ain't finna go to lunch without Monica. Now Monica and Katina, Monica and Miss P, Monica and Tamla can go to lunch, but not me and them by ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it ain't nothing there, but still, I don't want to even give the impression that there is.
Right.
Out of respect for my relationship, my marriage.
Right.
I'm telling you, I've seen it play out so many times where people just sit there and say, so is it okay? Do you think it's okay for a married person or a person that's dating to confide in a friend of the opposite sex about their relationship? Or confide, I would say confide, period, about anything. Because that's all a set.
Mm-hmm.
Ms. P said when it comes to confiding important, sensitive things in your relationship, confide to Jesus, not others.
Not Jesus.
Good morning, Miss Loretta. She said,
Yeah.
confide in Jesus. I'm with you on that one. Because
Mhm.
what can happen is, man, so much can be misconstrued in that moment, bro. Like, could be taken, just like A said. Even if he's coming to you in a sincere, just trying to vent about his relationship.
Mhm.
Once you open that door and start saying, "Oh, okay, oh, really? She shouldn't be doing you like that." Now all of a sudden, like A said, he hear, come over here. He hears something totally different
Mhm.
because you've expressed that compassion for him, you know, you know, and you really falling into the trap. What's up, Rodney? Falling into the trap.
Right.
So I'm gonna ask you again: is it okay? Do you think it's okay? Y'all can put it in the comment. Do you think it's okay for a
Mhm.
dating person to confide in a friend of the opposite sex?
He said, "What about genuinely asking for the female point of view?" What do you mean by that, Rodney? What's up, Treese?
Well, that's asking for. That's asking for. I mean, I can sit there and ask for Miss P point of view. Miss P, what you think about so and so? But it ain't got to be about my relationship. What's up, Tree?
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying? Like I
Mhm.
can ask somebody's point of view or perspective. That's what we
Right.
do every day on this show. Ask you your point of view or perspective.
Mhm.
But when you confide, it's different. I'm
Mhm.
confiding in you. Yeah, let me. Okay, let's go. Let's go over here.
Uh,
Let's go over here. All right. Confide means to tell someone a secret or a private matter while trusting them not to repeat it to others.
mhm.
It ain't asking nobody's point of view on something.
No.
This is saying, I want to tell you a secret or a private matter, and I'm trusting that you won't tell it to nobody else.
Right.
That's different.
Mhm.
And look,
So in other words, there shouldn't be any kind of conversation that you're able to have.
that you can't have in front of your wife with that person
Right.
or
Exactly.
your
Exactly.
partner. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Exactly.
he confided his fears to his mother. Okay. He told his fears to his mother. Listen to this. Trust someone enough to tell them of a secret or private matter. He
Mhm.
confided friends that he and his wife plan to separate.
Mhm.
So you're gonna confide in this other woman that, hey, stuff is not going good. Hey, Miss Paulette, stuff is not going right, and man, she ain't giving me none. Why are you telling another woman that
Mhm.
if you ain't got some other hidden agenda?
Right.
What is the other woman gonna do? What she can't? She ain't friends with your wife. She ain't finna go tell your wife. You know what he told me? Y'all haven't, and the girl you gonna give him some because he no. He told her that for her to say, "Oh, if it was me, I'd be giving it all to you." Shit,
Mhm.
let's make it pop. Let's make it do what it do.
Mhm.
Miss Gwen said, "Well, people are going to try to vent, but when they do, shoot it down by directing their conversation back to their spouse again. Um, respond with the word of God."
Mhm.
People with ulterior motives don't want to hear either of those.
Yeah.
They definitely don't want to hear you talk about God. Well, if you would just go to the Lord in prayer, they're gonna be like, "Oh Lord, let me shut this. Let me just go
They're
to
gonna
the.
sit it down fast.
I'm gonna shut that down super fast. I don't want to have.
Mhm.
I ain't finna have no conversation about that."
Mhm.
Monica said, "I do feel men and women can't be just friends. I don't. I mean, yeah. Not if the husband or the partner ain't friends too. Nah,
Mm-hmm.
we be group friends, but nah, you just can't be friends with the person I don't know him. Nah. If every just about every woman that I'm friends with, Monica knows and has been around.
Mm-hmm.
Even my coworker,
Right.
Monica got to the point where we got leftovers. She writing on the box for them, fixing them,
Yeah.
and they all ladies. I don't have no men work with me.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel men and women can be just friends, but there should be a thin line in what you confide in. You should be confiding, period. Not a thin line. There should be no line.
Mm-hmm.
There are true boundaries not to be crossed, and if they are ever crossed, know when to be out. Believe it or not, there are a lot of lurkers out, both male and female, that show themselves friendly but waiting on a chance. So why would you even create a thin line to confide in?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you
Mm-hmm.
be friends with a person of the opposite sex, knowing this? Come on now, don't do too much, Monica May.
Well, I see what you're saying because because let me get my point out. I mean, I'm gonna respect your opinion. Wherein does the trust come in at? You know what I'm saying? As far as because well, I'm gonna say respect and trust because I'm
So
gonna
respect and trust me, Lavelle. Why the hell would you have a friend of the opposite sex that I don't even know, that I ain't cool with?
well, that's not really part of the question.
Okay.
We kind of inserted it in there.
Okay.
So I mean, we need
No,
to kind of, you know what I'm saying,
I'm
unblur
saying
the line.
it wasn't part of my question, but you just made it part of it when you said, so where does the trust and the respect come in? If she trusted and respected me, she wouldn't have another male friend that I don't know. And the same, I wouldn't have a female friend that she don't know.
Right, but I'm saying that wasn't
If I
part of the question.
respected and trusted her in the relationship.
But the question is it okay for married or dating folks to confide in a friend of the opposite sex? You don't give the other part of what you're inserting. But what I am saying is,
Oh, you inserted that. I didn't insert nothing about respect and trust.
no, I ain't talking about the respect and trust. No, I'm talking about the part of you saying you don't know the individual. You see what I'm saying? This person, this somebody that you know.
Yeah. So even if it's so, just say, okay, let's use me and Miss P and Monica again, like you use.
Okay.
So it's me, Miss P, and Monica. We're all friends.
Right.
It's not like Miss P is just my friend and Monica don't know her. We're friends.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we're all friends, I still would never go to Miss P and be confiding in her something about my relationship.
But what if it's in good taste? I know, but what if it's in good taste for something for the well-being of your relationship or your wife?
No,
I mean nothing.
no. Look, we've been talking about this. You should be having these conversations with your mate or spouse, not with somebody else. I'm not finna have that kind of conversation with Miss P. That don't even make sense. Because if Miss P went back and told Monica, yeah, Tony confided in me about something. First of all, Monica be pissed. Why the hell is he talking to you about our business?
Mm-hmm.
Or vice versa. I would be pissed.
Right.
You know?
Okay. I'm just trying to throw a different perspective out there.
Yeah.
Playing devil's advocate, if they will.
Play devil's advocate, but I'm still gonna stand on this. I say no because it just causes, we talk about the gap so much in the past. It causes conflict and if there's already some type of gap, whether it's a crack.
Right.
That crack
If that be the case, regardless of the opposite sex, if a male friend confided in you, male to male, it will still say the same, correct? I mean,
but that's a little different because if I go and confide in Vail about something, I ain't finna screw the Vail. I ain't got a motive to screw the Vail.
I'm kind of taking that out of it, because
I'm just saying.
And that's why we
say opposite sex, not same.
Right, but I'm just saying when it comes to that term confiding, you know what I'm saying, regardless of what the situation may be, whether it be you just trying to find the best way to approach a situation, or you know what I'm saying,
Right.
not harm a situation. You just need a listening ear to try to get through what you're getting through.
But not no opposite sex. You go, she need to go have a conversation with Miss P
Mm-hmm.
if she didn't want to listen to ear. And even that, I still expect her to have some discretion and not disclose so much about our personal marital business.
Okay.
Even with Miss P.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I just use Miss P for example, but I would still expect for her not to have that, you know, to share that much information. Like she might get a general question or say, hey, you know, I'm confiding you about this, you know, Tony and I, we just having some issues, man. We're not communicating good, you know, whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's different. But when you start talking about Monica running to Lavelle and Lavelle, Tony and I, we just no, bro. You should shut that down with Monica. You need to have this conversation with Tony.
Well, I've had it happen to me before. So I mean that's
And
why I'm trying to get some clarity.
you should be shutting it down.
Mm-hmm. And since I did, I don't want to go into a whole lot of details.
Because I would shut it down. If a woman
Mm-hmm.
came and tell me about her husband,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you need to go ahead and have a conversation with him. Because I had one to do that, but it was a relative trying to tell me.
This was a
Yeah,
relative too.
and I said, you need to go have this conversation with your husband.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband needs to know how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how can I said, well, you need to figure out a way. Pray about it. I told her, like, Miss pray about it, find a way to talk to him.
Mm-hmm. We left off of Miss Phillips for the comment.
I'm trying to I'm trying to go back up there now. Okay.
That's why
So good morning. It depends on the situation, how serious it is. I have issues with sharing one sided situation. There are times things weigh heavy on you and you need to vent. It would most definitely not be very personal.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Paulette said, no, it's not okay. It open closed doors. When you go to the opposite sex for advice, be prepared for the answer you're gonna get. Yeah. I'm with you on that one, Miss Paulette. I think there could be friends with the opposite sex at different levels. Some conversations should only be Ms. Gwen saying some conversations should only be for the partner, therapist, etc. Confided in other therapeutic for some, and like Rodney said, getting insight from the opposite sex is sometimes beneficial. If cracks exist, the problem was already there. Deal with that. Now, you know, when you're talking about getting advice, so are you just getting random, like, so what do y'all think about this, that? But if you start talking about, I'm getting personal advice from a female of the, a female about my particular relationship, no, I'm not doing that.
Does it matter the respect and age process? Like, let's say for instance, I'm just using it for just hypothetical. I don't even have any type of thought process as to even remotely even disrespecting Miss Gwen like this. But just say for instance, Miss Gwen is older than I am. She has a lot of wisdom, and I asked her something about a certain thing as it pertains to my marriage. How those guidelines blurred.
You asking Miss Gwen?
Uh-huh.
So Don is sitting there while you asking Miss Gwen?
Yeah, I have it work.
If Don is because you both are there and y'all asking for her advice about our relationship.
What if she isn't there? I'm just saying.
Then you shouldn't be having that conversation with her. I don't think you should be having that conversation with her about particulars in your relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because if you truly want to work on your relationship and you truly want the best for your relationship, you're gonna go to your Don and say, Don, I really respect Miss Gwen. Miss Gwen has been married. I really respect her. Let's go. Can we have a conversation with her and we sit down and talk to her about? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And ask her opinion. Me and Monica get it all the time from young couples.
Mm-hmm.
They pop up, show up over here, and sit down and sometimes just drill her.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all do when such and such and such come up?
Mm-hmm.
Mother give her perspective. I give my take on it. They fall somewhere in the middle. And sometimes, most of the time, me and Monica on one accord when we're giving whatever that advice is.
Yeah. So just use let's use Miss Gwen example for instance. I'm just trying to get some understanding here. So she used the term vent. So normally in those type of situations, when you're venting, that meaning something is going on to where you're not you're not ready to talk to your partner, or something that they're upset about, and you can't really go to them at this time because it
You
don't
better
seem
go
like
vent
it's
to your
a
partner.
moment.
You better go find your partner and vent to.
Okay.
You better go vent to the Lord, ride around in the car and get it and vent.
Okay.
Like
Exactly.
I'm not gonna have these venting sessions with a woman that supposedly be my friend that my wife don't even know this woman. I'm not finna be having them conversations. Cause I'm telling you, I've seen it play out too many times.
Mhm.
It can start off as y'all say as innocent can be,
Mhm.
and I've seen it.
Right.
And so, why put yourself in that situation? Because
Yes,
again, you as the woman, you could be saying, I don't have this on my mind at all, but you don't know what that dude is thinking. Oh,
Mhm.
she trying to talk to me about her relationship. She venting about her relationship. Oh, that dude ain't taking care of his business.
Mhm.
That's our opening.
Yeah.
And that's what Monica said. It's dudes just be sitting back, lurking, waiting on the opportunity, any kind of opportunity.
Well, number one, if I feel like somebody like that is even around me, even in my inner circle, if I get the discernment, they ain't gonna be around no way.
But a lot of times the women don't know that because the dude, boy, we don't come out and just tell you. We'll act like we ain't even interested.
Mhm.
How many times we didn't play this scene where we play a video where the dude say, "Oh, you got you got a best friend? He a guy? Yeah, let's call him on the phone and just act like you really want to see what he say."
Mhm.
Having the dudes be like, "Shit, what you want to do?"
Mhm.
Every last one of them have done it.
Man, I know what, dude. I ain't know where the hell I would just because for one, I'm just saying for me, I can't say for nobody else, but I got too much respect for number one for that individual and for my friends, so I ain't even thinking like no bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? There's just
You
a
the
certain
hell,
individual.
you, you, you like that. I'm like that. But you
Right,
ain't. But two, you ain't finna put yourself in those situations where you even having those conversations.
right.
You ain't finna call Monica May Lavelle and
Mhm.
confide to Monica about what's going on in you and Dunn relationship. You just ain't finna do that out of respect for Dunn and respect for Monica and me.
Mhm.
You ain't finna.
Mhm.
So now take Monica out the equation and say this is a random Susie girl that you met and y'all friends.
Mhm.
No, John don't even don't know you friend with this girl. She just your friend.
Mhm.
And then you talking to her. Yeah, my wife, she don't do this, she don't do that. Yeah, and the girl, oh yeah. And you just call yourself venting.
Mhm.
And then she's sitting back there like, I like Lavelle. Lavelle fine. I'd be cooking for him. She crazy. And then that's gonna escalate. I'm telling you, bro, I've seen it play out too many times.
Mhm.
It might not be on your mind,
Mhm.
but in her mind, you a good dude. Cause you at the house, you dealing with it, you dealing with what's going on at your house. You a good dude. She like, I want part. How many times we talked about that? How women they see what you doing at their house, you take care of your business, paying the bill, taking care of your wife, y'all doing stuff. They envious of that. And they want that.
Mhm.
And if they can't have the whole thing, they gonna take part of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like this,
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. I'm just trying to
I'm
get
just,
some
I'm
better
just saying, I'm
thought
just
process.
yeah. And that's why this lady right here, this lady know what she doing. Listen to this woman, man. If you listen to this woman know what she doing.
Mhm.
This woman know what the hell she
What does it mean to be a solid friend to someone who is emotionally unstable but leans on me like I'm their partner? Or is this even possible because he is married?
when he confides, is it about his relationship?
9 times out of 10, it is about his relationship.
Like, is
You ain't finna tell me this lady don't know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
She know what's up.
Yeah. And then too, I think a lot of times, like you said earlier, I think a lot of times their motive and agenda is already what it is up front.
It's not all the time.
You know,
Not all the time. Sometimes it can be a. See, the more I'm around you,
Mm-hmm.
or we're talking, we find out we got other things in common.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beginning of a relationship. That's that door opening, that crack. That's what Miss Shorter said. When you open the door that's closed,
Mm-hmm.
you allow too much stuff to infiltrate that door, to come
Mm-hmm.
through that door. And we don't shut it down. We laugh and hee and giggle it out. Hee.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like Miss Gwen saying, hey, you need to talk to your husband about that, or you need to talk to your wife about that, or you need to go talk to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Miss P just shut that down. Miss Gwen
Mhm.
just shut that down.
Yeah.
She just shut that completely down. Because she
Mhm.
said, no, I'm not finna have this conversation with you about that. You need to have that conversation with your wife or with the Lord.
Right.
And I don't need no other man listening to my wife about her issues with me.
Mhm.
Come tell me what your issues are, so we can
Right.
fix it.
Mhm.
Cause that Negro already know how he want to fix it. He want to fix it with some deep.
Mhm.
He want to bring them out. It's hard to yell with them bed rails in your mouth.
You stupid. Oh, Ms. Gwen said, I stand on being a private person, so I don't share my personal life with many anyway. But I acknowledge that I all don't process and or approach things the same way. Sharing in this matter is okay with some, whereas for others it is a no. Tony, true, it probably does turn out bad in a lot of or most situations, but let's not discredit the ones uh though it may be very few that may turn out for the better. I lean more with Lavelle. Motive, character, and trust matters with anyone you share with, male or female.
I disagree. I was that on that. Your perspective is your perspective. How you feel is how you feel. But now, as it relates to your marriage or your relationship, you just do not share that with other people outside of your marriage. That's not a therapist or somebody that you both counseling with.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I'm gonna say of the opposite sex, because
Right.
unless that opposite sex is a counselor.
Is there a certain conversation not to have, or is just nothing period? When you because it seems as if the
Lavelle,
I don't know.
you can answer that yourself. If
Mhm.
you can have that conversation with that person in front of your spouse,
Mhm.
is it a good conversation to have?
Okay.
Or your relationship? If you
Mhm.
can't have that conversation in front of your spouse or the person you're in a relationship in, is that a
Mhm.
person you should be having that conversation with?
Because like you say, some stuff you just don't need to have that conversation with if you can't have it in front of your spouse.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And then we talking about confiding again. Confiding is telling someone about a secret or private matter.
Mhm.
And that's the question. Is it
Mhm.
okay for married or dating folks to confide in a friend of the opposite sex? Why would you be telling a friend of the opposite sex a secret or a private matter,
Right.
especially about your relationship?
But I think the terms on what you're saying it is there shouldn't be no conversation at all.
Correct. About your relationship.
Yeah. So
When we're
is
talking about confiding, now we're talking about listen
there a
to
difference between conversation and confiding?
listen to what I just said.
Okay.
If you're trying to confide, the question is it okay for married or dating folks to confide in a friend of the opposite sex? Confide
Mhm.
means tell a secret or private issues to the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
You be doing that with the opposite sex.
But you
I ain't
can have
saying you can't have a conversation.
okay. Okay.
Hell, you can talk to people every day, have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's being nice and considerate that people have a conversation. But if the conversation goes a certain rate, you know when to cut it off.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Miss Glenn said, wisdom and discernment is key in everything. Tony, great reflective question. If you can't have the conversation in front of your spouse, should you have it?
Yeah.
Right.
If I can't talk about whatever it is I want to share with this female,
Mm-hmm.
if I can't have that conversation in front of Monica, or I know I wouldn't have that conversation, why would I even have it?
Right.
Why? If she ain't no therapist. Now, if she a therapist, that's her job. That's what she's supposed to be doing, listening to me and listening to my issues.
Might have to be careful with them too, huh?
and at some point, she better be saying, "Hey, so can we get Miss Mays in here so we can sit down and talk to both of y'all?"
Yeah.
At some point, I want to hear, if she's a female, her say that. If she ain't saying that, and she was, okay, making a little,
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have a Will Smith moment where he banging the third.
Because in some instances, when it comes to conversation like that, you got to have some integrity. I think a lot of times in this culture that we live in, and it happened back in the day, people don't have no integrity no more.
And so that's why I keep saying what I'm saying. If you can't have that conversation in front of this woman that you're dating with this person, why would you, or married to, why would you have it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you can't have a conversation, but if that conversation start to go cross those lines, because they say me and Monk talk to any and everybody. We could be in the Walmart line.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in the line and a woman, and we talk to the line, we just talking, and she starts saying, "Well, you really handsome," and blah, blah. I'm changing the subject. I'm gonna thank you, and I'm changing the subject. We ain't finna get in there.
Right.
Because if I entertain it, I entertain it, you gonna entertain it. And it's gonna get deeper into the question. Or concern. That's why I saw a video where, and there was questions around it. I saw a video where this woman, this man was, you know how they be doing them little prank videos, right? Walks up to this lady who's clearly standing by this dude. The dude is shopping, looking. He got his head down, looking. And the dude walked up and just grabbed the woman's hand. She turned around and looked. And he was like, "Oh, I just want to tell you, very beautiful." And the dude just looked up and looked back down. And the woman was like, "Well, thank you. Yeah, but this is my man." And the dude was like, "I just want to tell you." No, she never said this was my man. She turned around and looked at the dude. "So you ain't going to say nothing? You ain't." And the dude was like, "You supposed to shut that down. If you shut that down and he's still talking, then I'm in it."
Right.
I'm talking to the dude. Yeah, you can get my number. I'd have been out.
Yeah. That's a respect piece. That's a good opportunity right there. That's a respect piece I'm talking about. He got enough respect and trust to see what you gonna do in that moment.
Hello. And so he sit back, the man was sitting back shopping, and when the dude walked him dead, he was like, "Okay, so shut the nigga down." That's what I'm doing, right? She looking at him.
Yeah.
"Oh, you ain't gonna say nothing to him." He was like, "You supposed to shut that down."
Yeah, I told you.
And the first thing he said was, "What if I wasn't here with you?"
Right. Yeah.
What if I wasn't here with you? Would you have shut him down?
Right.
Or you could have kept on with the conversation like you just did.
I think I told y'all about a situation one time. Me and Don had just got married. We was in the Southland Mall. We was at Ashley Stewart. I remember like it was yesterday. I hadn't talked to this woman, and God knows when. I don't even know how she know I even got married. But I mean, you know, nothing but that smile, no way. We stand there in the store, and the lady walk in and say, "Lavelle Salt." Looking around like, what the hell? Who did call my whole name like this? You could have told me you got married. Da, 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 yada, yada, yada. I'm like, first of all, where the hell you come from? Second of all, how you know I got married and I ain't even talked to you and God knows when. Now, this was the ultimate moment where I know my wife was an amazing woman because some women be so toxic. They could have blew it out of proportion. Like, why you still talking to her? What's going on with her? Why she come to here acting crazy? Dawn was quiet as hell. I was like, either she finna snap.
No, what Don was waiting on was you to correct the situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you, when you corrected it, if she was still persistent, then Don gonna say, "Look, he told you he was."
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that would
Mm-hmm.
be the same. Most of the time, when I run across old people from school, classmates, and stuff like that, and I run across, I be like, "Hey, so this is my wife, Monica." They be like,
Right.
"Yeah, I know, you know," or yeah, I seen she's so pretty. I see her on Facebook, you know, whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
we ain't
Right.
sitting, yeah, you know, no,
Mm-hmm.
It's-
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's crazy.
Gwen said, "Why a what if situation? A spouse is being abused and confide to someone else close because they can't or don't feel safe to talk about it with their abuser. Is the other person the other woman? Yeah, I'm not saying we said the opposite sex, but she shouldn't be talking to the opposite sex, a friend, about her abusive husband, abusive partner.
Mm.
Now that's an open door for him.
Mm,
Man, you dudes play on that, bro. Come on,
they
Lavelle.
do. But I mean, I guess it depends on the situation. Because I don't want to put that jacket on every man's back like that. I guess is what I'm saying.
And I don't look. I don't trust these niggas no further. I can see them.
Yeah.
I don't.
It
I
really-
don't. And I'm not gonna put myself in that situation. And if
Mhm.
it's when it's too many women out here to you confide in about an abusive situation in your home or your marriage or relationship to go talk to another man about it.
Mhm.
What you want the other man to do that this woman that can't give you that you know insight how to leave or what to do.
Mm. We skipped Monica comment. She said, in this instance, I believe she already knew exactly what it was. Friendship lines were crossed initially. Now, I do agree with that, Tony. You should have conversations with the opposite sex that you can't have in front of your spouse. Yeah, we already got that going on. It's all good, though.
What up, Zoe? I think it's possible too. I think it is possible too.
What do you mean, Rodney? I don't understand what part of you talking about.
Yeah, he could have. You know, sometimes these responses be a little delayed, and it might be to something.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, you don't know. But yeah, so it's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's different. I wouldn't confide or in Miss Gwen's case when she's saying a person is in an abusive relationship or marriage or whatever. I mean, it is. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of women friends, sisters. You know, hell, if it's a male, if it should be your brother. So your brother
Mm-hmm.
and punch him in the face. It's up to the individual being confided in to ensure that there is nothing nefarious about it. And no,
Yeah.
it's I think if I'm confiding in someone, which again is giving a secret or a private matter, it wouldn't be the opposite sex, a friend that Monica don't know about. And even if she did know about it, I still wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that with some of my brothers, my close.
Mm-hmm.
I confided stuff with Lavelle. I confided stuff with Daryl.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna do that with another woman. And
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never confided in with either one of them about my relationship.
Mm-hmm.
That's a conversation for me and Monica.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we having a general conversation and we asking general perspectives from people, and we in a room, and I say, so I got 3 ladies, and what do y'all think about so? Y'all give me y'all perspective. Well, that's just your perspective. I'm not confiding. I'm not talking to you about nothing personal.
Right.
Having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
For example, he said, for example, if she has a child with autism and he does also, people with the child may not understand. That's a conversation. What are you talking about? They ain't confiding nothing. That's a conversation.
It is. It's different.
Yeah, that's a conversation.
That's what I was saying, Monica. Even with the same shit, you got to be careful confiding. I said that earlier.
And I said that too. I said even I wouldn't even expect for Monica to share too much stuff about our personal marriage with even with Miss P.
Right. Yeah.
Not that Miss P would do nothing, but still, you got to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
You out here telling the next girl, yeah, girl, he don't know how to put it down in the bed. He don't, and then she's sitting back saying, you just don't know how to bring it out.
Yeah.
You just don't know how to bring it out.
Mm-hmm.
It also depends on the male or female having the best interest at heart. I'm not finna put it in this woman's hand to have the best interest at heart. I'm just gonna respect my wife and my relationship enough not to have that conversation with her.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I don't know what her interest is. Is it a good interest or a bad interest? I don't want to find out.
Mm-hmm.
And see, a lot of situations, bro, and a lot of situations, we put our own selves in them because of how we act and respond to them.
Mm-hmm.
As Miss Wynn stated earlier, if you're having a conversation with somebody and you starting off, you're having a friendly conversation and that conversation turns, I've seen this even play out on the job where people be talking around, playing, talking about stuff. Then all of a sudden it goes from them just talking about general stuff to stuff of sexual connotation. Now you're crossing lines.
Mm-hmm.
And at that place, you have to shut that conversation down. But if I continue in that conversation, the person who's bringing this stuff up thinks now I'm interested in what they're talking about because we're talking about these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that could be far from the truth. So why engage in conversations that blur the line?
Mm-hmm.
You know, having a conversation that my son has autism and your son has autism. Hey, you might could tell me, and you a female, you might could tell me how to deal with my child, and especially if they got the same type of autism or the same symptoms or whatever. You might say, what I do when my son does this, blah blah blah. He does, I ain't never thought that they, that's different, a different kind of conversation. Then, hey, my wife, man, she just don't even, man. She don't give it to me. She don't. I don't get no fellatio. I don't know what I need to do. What you in that situation? What would you do if your Oh,
Yeah. So I'm gonna use running conversation for instance. So, and this is how it normally plays out. So, case in point, the autism is a neutral conversation as far as having a conversation, but this gentleman is using it for ups, so to speak, saying, I mean, I see Chris, so I see Chris with his autism or whatever, and with Cam, autism, da 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 da. So when how you handle that, da 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 da. Well, I tell you what, we can meet later on and talk about it or something. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you shut
So
that.
that's
You shut
different.
that down. You got to
Yeah.
shut that down. And that's what I'm saying. When your conversation start to go in a place that is crossing boundaries or those boundaries are blurred, you shut that down. You have to shut that down. If
Mhm.
not, you're inviting what comes after it.
Right. Now, if it's just a
That
pure conversation, then that's something different.
If that
Right.
conversation start as innocent as somebody talking about both their kids got autism, and then goes to, we need to meet. Can we have dinner and talk about it?
Mhm.
You got a wife, she got a husband. Why in the hell are y'all meeting for dinner to talk about that? If anything, you should be saying, "Hey, I need to connect you with my wife because you might have some stuff that you can." You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We invite instead of shutting it down. We invite it, and we put our own selves in those situations.
Yes, that's why I wanted to bring that out, so to speak. So
Yeah. Miss Gwen said, "I have been in similar situations. I confide in both sexes. They were the buffer that provided a buffer intervention to keep or get me safety because it was attempted in more than one location and I needed help. Confiding in another could mean the difference between life and death." So again, why do you have to confide in the guy instead of the woman? Because in a situation like that, you're looking for an out. You're looking for help, right? So why are you going to the man instead of when you got all these women that you can go to that can help you get you out of that same situation? That's all I'm saying. You still can go get the help. You still can confide in that person, but it needs to be somebody that can help you truly help you get out of that situation, and preferably a female.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I've heard a lot of women say, "I don't have a lot of female friends." I mean, purposely because they know women are messy. So not a lot of times,
I don't have a lot of male friends.
Mhm.
I can count them on one hand
Right,
that I call friends.
right. So
So I get
right in this case, I'm just saying, if in fact that you got somebody to go to, it just happen to be that male, in this particular, devastating time, hopefully that person don't have no type of motives trying to mess me up when I'm already messed up. That's real messed up. I was gonna say something else.
this that's y'all can take this how you want to take it, but from my perspective, that's a cop out because even if you don't have that many friends, there are professionals. If you're really trying to get out of a situation that's a violent situation, there are professionals that you can go to and talk to. There are too many people that you can go if you don't have no female friends, rather than running to the opposite sex to get you out of a situation. Unless it's your brother, your daddy, uncle, cousin, or somebody.
It's still a thin line, because I just don't, like I said, I don't want to put that jacket on everybody back because,
Bro, again, that's my opinion. That's a cop
I know,
out.
and I respect your opinion. I mean, I promise I do, and I don't never want to come out, at any given time, when it comes to us, that I'm ever disrespecting your opinion because I don't. But I'm just saying I don't want to put that jacket on every man back and or every female back because it's been known that female are a whole lot more sneaky than men are.
Yeah, we can't put that jacket on the male or the female, but what I'm saying is, why put yourself in these situations?
Yeah. It's a thin line. It's a thin line. I'm just gonna
So Roger said, listen to well, let me read this other one. She said wait a minute, I think this is where we left off at. So what Tony is speaking to the context and how we communicate matters. What happens or don't happens in one bedroom should not be discussed with others. However, communication exists, but know when to shut it. That's the bottom line.
Right.
Discussion part 2: the difference between conversations and confide in someone. Then ask the question again: should you confide? I think we've already developed that.
Right.
Rodney said he only had one female friend. He said, "I only tell certain things in confidence that it will not be shared." How do you know it will not be shared? How do you know that?
I mean, you really don't. Again, that's trust and respect come into play.
So
you don't know if it's gonna be shared in confidence if you tell it to a male friend.
How many times have we told somebody, "Hey, don't share this with nobody," and all of a sudden it come right back to you? Because we know people will still talk and share it. They'll tell the next person, "Now I'm sharing it with you because they share it with me, but don't you tell nobody." And they go tell somebody, "I'm sharing it with you because they told me they don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody." Then they go tell, because everybody got somebody that they share and confide in, right? And even if I trust the person when I share the information, but they also trusted the person who they share the information with, and that person trusted the person whom you see what I'm saying? And you still got your information shared.
That's crazy.
But
Yeah,
that's how it happens, right?
you keep on going down that damn rabbit hole, boy. It's crazy.
Exactly. I said both the male dealt with slowed down the abuser while the female got me away, Tony. I used to say that I wouldn't do, but until one walks in those shoes, it's hard to understand how matters are handled. I, I'm still gonna stand on what I stand on. It's too
Yeah.
many ways to. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Me personally, I'm not gonna rely on a woman to get me another woman confide in to get me out of a situation. I'm not that my wife don't know. I'm not.
Because even
Even
I've heard some situations to where the
a lot of women friends I trust, but I ain't
right.
finna share with them like that because I'm
But
not finna.
I've even and I guess that's too. That's why a lot of pastors when they do marriage councils and they do marriage weddings and stuff like that, they say keep your business to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it where the system got broke down even when the person got mad when they went to their parents.
Mm-hmm.
It got, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, you're supposed to trust the parent, but parents be just as messy as anybody else.
If that's in them,
Yeah. So it's a very thin line.
and I think that's why Monica made the comment earlier about you got to be careful, even who you confide with of the same sex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, I know, Phyllis. I know every man or woman don't have those thoughts. I would like to think that both of you men, as good godly men, would be showed in extreme situation. I'm not speaking about sexual situation, but that it don't start that way. And if you call me, Phyllis, if you call me and you start confiding in me about some things about your relationship, I am going to shut it down because I don't want to have that conversation with you.
I ain't gonna say that.
I'm
I
not.
can't.
I'm
I
not.
get
I'm
me
not.
personally.
I'm not gonna have that conversation with you
Mm-hmm.
because you telling me about your husband or your mate, what y'all got going on. Now, if I'm operating, now listen, if I'm operating in the capacity, because Lavelle and I are both ministers,
Mm-hmm.
and
That's
if
still a public line too, though.
yeah, but I'm saying is, if you come to me and say, because I have had people come to me and say, I need you to put your minister hat on. I don't need Tony Mays, I need Reverend Mays.
Right.
So at that point, I know, okay. But then, depending on your conversation and what you're saying, I would say, hey, I don't like, yeah, you need to, or if it's a woman thing, I'll be like, hey, let me bring Monica in this thing so you can have a female that you can talk to if you don't have a female that you know. So again, I'm just not gonna. If there are certain things, I'm just not gonna have conversations with you about. Now, if you come to me, Phyllis, and you say, "Hey, Tony, man, I'm really trying to, my mom is on life support, but my siblings, man, they, the doctors already said, man, they gave up. We need to unplug them. My siblings, and they really, man, they really kicking up against it. What should I do?" Phyllis, pray about it. Go and talk to your brother, kind of share, you know what I'm saying?
But then I hear that part,
But I'm saying that's a confiding question. That's something she confided because she come telling me she got an issue with her siblings don't want to unplug mama.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And like she said, I'm not speaking about a sexual situation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you gotta be an evil dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. You gotta be an evil dude.
We going over to this might gonna be a part too, bro. I don't know if you gotta leave.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
You gotta be an evil dude if a person came to you, had that kind of conversation with you, and you trying to hit on them.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier. I'm like, come on, bro. It's like
You got
that's
evil woman to even go that route.
Yeah, man. You
And
don't even. You don't even. I need to find you and whoop your ass on spot.
and
Period.
if Phyllis or whoever don't recognize that,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they not because they in a hurting, they in one of those states where they hurting, can't think clear. They hurt. They because mama on the way out the door. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It may not even see that this well let's meet over dinner. We'll talk about it and we'll shit. Why are we meeting over dinner to talk about that?
Mm-hmm.
She might not even see it that way. So I do get don't get me wrong. I get what y'all saying.
Mm-hmm.
Every man, every woman is not like don't have those thoughts or those intentions to do that. But my thing is, why even open the door?
Ain't no door to open for me because
Ain't nothing open for me either. But I'm saying
if me and Monica go to lunch, we kicking. It's my sister.
if you entertain it, you opening the door is what I'm saying. So why even open the door?
I ain't entertaining shit. I'm
saying it. Look, Monica said, I know a lot of people, but I use the word friend lightly. I get both viewpoints. Don't crack a door you don't want to open as anything can happen. But we also can't put the same jacket on everybody because everyone doesn't have the same agenda.
Yeah.
It is a thin line, but I would hope that there is someone available when people have reached a point of no return. I'm not saying run and tell like Phyllis, but like Phyllis said, there are conversations that doesn't have anything to do with sex. And I'm okay. Those are conversations, right? And even if that the part of that conversation is confiding or telling a secret, it's not really a secret, but maybe just confiding, trusting somebody to tell them something that you know what I'm saying, like I'm having an issue with my family members not wanting to unplug me. That's a different kind of secret. You know what I'm saying? But if you're having a conversation and a person does share something like that with you, and then it starts to go in a different direction, you as an individual have to know, I need to shut this down.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, because my thing is, bro, it would be very disrespectful to you, first off, if just for some change come, hey man, I want to take Dunn out to lunch. It would be very disrespectful for me to even that, hey man, is Tony gonna be hitting on Dunn? That's stupid to me. I don't even for me to even think like that, bro. Our relationship ain't shit. But as long as we be knowing each other.
But also, the other part of that is, as I respect you and your relationship, I would never tell you, me and Don going to lunch, LaVelle. What?
I don't know, Doc. I just because when I say brother and sister, I take that shit to heart. I don't take that.
I
hey,
do
man,
too. Those are still lines that I'm not gonna cross. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna open that door for a person to even think that, like Don, my sister, and me and Don went to lunch. Yeah, no.
No.
Because I guarantee you, if you guys are, Mark, what you doing? Meet me for lunch. Mark will be like, what? Hell no.
I'm gonna have a conversation with you first of all.
Yeah.
It ain't just saying no random behind the door type shit. I ain't talking about no shit like that, man.
I'm just saying though, even though the brother sister relationship y'all have, even if you like, hey, I'm in your area, mama, Tony at home. Oh shit, I'm already about to eat. You want to get something? Come up. She'll be like, nah, I'm good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, bro. Like, I'm not. That's just like me saying, come to my house and for dinner, but I ain't gonna be there. Done be there, but I ain't gonna be there. I'm like, hell no, I'm not.
You don't been over here and I ain't been here. You came to work still.
I'm working. Shit, I'm in there trying to make some money.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't think like that, bro.
Yeah. So
it's certain individuals that I would be having some discretion about. But if it's somebody, man, I've been knowing you,
and I ain't been here
30 years, dog. What the hell? I'm just saying, I don't know.
But I'm not gonna assume the next so-called friend is gonna be a Lavelle. And you better assume the next so-called friend gonna be a Tony.
Well,
I respect
first of all,
you and your relate. I respect my friends in their relationship to not put myself in a situation where, you know, it could be damning or potentially damning or cause any kind of
Well, there's a difference between my friends and my very inner circle. Certain individuals, I ain't just gonna have that. That ain't gonna. What's understood ain't got to be explained. Certain individuals don't have that type of access. I ain't talking about for no needly willy nigga. I just don't mix.
Use that friend very lightly. Like we a lot of times we say friends, but we really mean associates. And associates ain't got the same benefits because friends is family.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Family. Like that's my family, and they got family benefits.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And associates don't have family benefits.
Hell no. And that,
like Miss Gwen is family to me.
Right.
That's family.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis is family, right?
Right.
They got family benefits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro.
I mean, you ain't gonna be no around, a person that I don't have no kind of relationship, nothing that I associate with, and you gonna have friend benefits? No.
Mm-hmm. And I have to be transparent. I fell victim to that before, but now I'm very much more, discerning more so than I ever have been. I ain't saying nothing happened, but you know what I'm saying? They came in and they took us in as family and they fucked us all over. So I'm very, 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 yeah. So I'm very. When we come back,
we doing part 2 of this, or we good over
this? We got to because we 3 minutes up. It got good. We just gonna have to say, may the Lord watch on this one, Doc. So.
Oh, we'll see Monday when we come up. We might come with something totally different, man. But hey,
oh no, Doc. It's
just y'all was on one today. I like it. I mean, and let me say this. I respect everybody's point of view. Whatever my stance is, and the point I take is just mine. That's why look at the bottom. Look at the bottom of what it says across the bottom.
Right.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are our own.
Right.
So this is these are our views, how we feel.
It's not Bible.
You have your views and how you feel. And I'm not trying to sway you one way or the next, because you may very well feel like, which a lot of you have indicated that, hey, you can have a friend. As for me in my house, hell to the no.
Anyway.
Yeah.
May the Lord watch between me and me while we absent. One from the other. This we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. We'll see y'all
Monday morning. Same bad place.
Hey, man, I love your ugly ass.
2 Men in Hat. Let's talk about it.
It's the 2 Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock Dead. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.